Hello, everybody. Welcome to a focused rant here. Rant. It's a rant because I'm going to talk a lot off the top of my head here with some support documentation, let's say, some digital documentation. This is going to go about the Assassin's Creed Shadows. I didn't include it on the these days gaming news because or else we will get too long. Lately, I've been in some subjects. I expend too much. I talk too much on that subject, and I think it bloats a little bit the focused and more the more focused gaming news episodes that I want to make on a daily basis. I will probably start doing when I have this kind of rant kind of a thing here to do more focused on one topic. But yeah, at this moment, it's a working process. Again, I publish everything also on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. And I go about a lot of stuff there on Twitter, X platform. And again, any kind of updates, I'll go there, especially on the live stream thing. So, talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, yesterday the trailer came out. I watched like 1 hour after it launched, after I do my stuff there on the work side of things there, and yeah, again, it's a CGI trailer, so regarding the game itself, we don't have any uh, basically any information except for the two main characters and the tone they are trying to achieve there. Uh, Again, specifically, there's been a lot of things regarding. Again, this is a Ubisoft game, Assassin's Creed. They could have, in my personal opinion, Japanese culture, especially in this supposedly time period with this Yasuke character, supposedly is based on in that period with Oga. Sorry. Nobudawa. I always butcher the names of everybody that I try to talk about here. Um, which is where is the guy there? Oh my god, yeah, Nobunaga. Sorry, Obunaga. Nobunaga, sorry. It was at this time in place again. I'm not sure exactly about the dates. I'm not an historian here, but from what I know, is this guy was at the time trying to be a unifier of Japan. If not mistaken, a lot of clan warrior clans were battling each other for supremacy of the country there, and Nobunaga's was one of the trying to be one of the great unifiers there. He was in every kind of story documentation, historians, Japanese historians there, they have to a certain degree certain reverence, mainly because of what the vision that he had for the country. But he was a little bit ruthless on the methods that he used. I'm not sure in details which ones, but yeah, was very convoluted time there. Again, I'm not sure if it is before the rise of the fall of the shogunate. There, there is a lot of stuff there that it's again, I don't follow up that much that particular time period, but I know there is a lot of interesting characters there and some storylines, given that it is a battle for the unification of a country. You got the same thing in the Chinese culture with the Free Kingdom stuff there, the battle between those three clans to try to be the supreme the supremacy clan, let's say, to unify China under one banner. You got the same thing I think this happened more than once in Japan history, but yeah, my overall take is that there is a lot of historically based things that they could have turned to explore a little bit more the Japanese history and some culture there, some customs, how they perceive life and all that jazz, taking advantage of the fact that we got the Assassin's Creed and also the fight between the Templars. I think they could have gone to some lengths there to explore a little bit better there, because the perception that I get from this is basically this character Yasuke again, in terms of historic record, there is no proof of him being a samurai whatsoever. Again, the law there at the time is for you to be a samurai. It's something that you inherit from a family, so it's not something that could ever be given. Similar to a certain extent of knighthood in Middle Ages Europe and all that jazz. You cannot be basically knighted out of nowhere. And it was a title that was passed on mostly in rich families or powerful families. The same thing was very similar to the samurai title there. What it was, and there is documentation regarding that, it was basically it was brought up to Japan at the time of the Jesuit priests when they started going around Japan. This is a little bit between until they I think afterwards the Jesuits were expelled. Then Japan closed its doors to the international community at the time, and there was around 400 years of shogun, or at least the emperor there, until the revolution in the 18th century, I think, when they start opening up a little bit more. That's when the Americans start to do a little bit, providing more influence with the guns and all that stuff. The gunpowder, it was introduced in the battlefronts, and there was a lot of conflict there with the nationalists not liking the intervention from the outside countries. But yeah, supposedly this period, if not mistaken, was before they are closed to the international communities, countries, whatever, before they close themselves off from the exterior. And yeah, this guy was brought by Jesuit priests. This guy was a slave, and I don't know. No, there is no record specifically saying how he came about to the being an assistant, or that there is no specific. I think there is no specific role mentioned in the letters that were exchanged between the Jesuit priests and some of the court of Nobunaga's court there. But supposedly he was brought to a ceremony to Nobunaga's. I think they were asking for a favor. I will assume building a church or something like that, to have something like a deal favorable to them. And because Nobunaga's and foreigners were not a huge thing there, and they never saw a black person ever in their life, and they were very curious. There is some description that Nobunaga's asked him to basically transfer the Yasuke, which he was named afterwards. He became basically property of Nobunaga's, to as kind of like I don't know. The similar thing is, it's not even a personal assistant. He was like a part of the entourage, let's say, as an address there. And at the time, they even thought that was a guy painted in black. But then when they start to wash it, because baths were not common there in that time. Even though Japanese had a lot of, in terms of hygiene, they were pretty advanced there. They took showers and baths all the time there. But yeah, they tried to wash him, and they became more darker, mainly because I think they had it was not clean enough, and they got amazed by that. They have to basically undress them for them to reach the conclusion that it was a completely different race what they thought. For all the accounts that we know, he is described as a big man for the time, like 1 meter and 80 centimeters kind of a thing, a strong guy, and savvy, so a smart person. But yeah, basically he was considered basically like part of the entourage of Nobunaga's. He was paraded around all over the place. And usually when you in Japanese culture, if not mistaken, when you are under a lord, usually if you have some kind of importance, you are given like a house to live, and some salaries usually. And he had like a sword as an address. It's part of the costume. It's they used it as a personal defense weapon. It was something very relatively normal, having a sword or a larger kind of knife sheathed with a sheath there. But yeah, from what I can understand, he was never considered a samurai per se, which goes against the myth of after a lot of recent films, animation, series trying to portray the man as a samurai to a certain degree, taking things a little bit more in a serious tone. It's like it's very disrespectful portraying the man as a samurai, to the sense that if people really take care of cultural heritages and all that stuff, it's a little bit disrespectful for Japanese culture to consider this man as a samurai, mainly because of how the title itself is important, or at least was important at the time. It would be considered to a certain degree an insult at the time for other samurai nobles. Again, usually to have a samurai, you have a fiefdom, which is basically like a village or a group of villages there, and you received like a salary for to manage that fiefdom. It's a little bit like a lordship to a certain degree. But yeah. In terms of historical accuracy, this is the best that we got. There is no historical confirmation ever that this poor guy was a samurai whatsoever. But there is the cultural appropriation of trying to make it so to a certain degree. From usually this kind of narrative, usually it's ironically enough comes always from this activism of everything is a cultural appropriation, but when it turns to their favor, they don't have any issues of making it so. But yeah, and then we got a ninja samurai girl, which doesn't look like too much of a girl. Usually women at that time period have long hair, from what I know. And if usually short hair was synonymous with boys, but yeah, whatever. That's not my main issue with that. You try to do whatever you want to do there. But the main thing here also is the fact that right after Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer launched, there was a Wikipedia war there. I'm trying to edit the page of this character here, this man. Basically claiming that again there was no historical evidence whatsoever that this guy was a samurai. Even the links there were always referencing official documents at the time, which was the letters and some personal diaries from the Jesuit priest and some correspondence between the Nobunaga's court, for lack of a better term. But yeah, they tried to edit out on saying that the guy was trying to imply that he was a very clamored samurai and all that jazz. By the end, when Nobunaga was betrayed, the guy just surrendered. There was no going in a blaze of glory, and for all intents and purposes, he was carried out of the country. But yeah, again, nothing. We got a lot of Japanese backlash regarding this, where they pointed out a game where black people massacred Japanese people in Son Goku period is a perfect example of what it's completely wrong here. Again, there was a lot of ways of going about this period if they want to portray the Assassin's Creed games there. But yeah, we got also here some revisions, like every minute or so, this guy Teozilla trying to edit out a lot of stuff and making the wording there a little bit finicky, to say at least. to make it itself look like that that was always, even with Wikipedia, trying to make it look like he was always like a very worship and endeared samurai in that period for and endeared by the Japanese population at the time, which is completely bullshit. But yeah, and I caught up also with this article. This is between like something between this guy and Grams. Again, this article itself, I think, makes a good succinct point in the situation there, explains some stuff here, and I think can give a little bit more clarification. On the sense, the only correction that I should make is here. I'm not sure if it was knowable at the time. It's not the Ubisoft. It's not any kind of French studio. It's the Quebec studio. So Ubisoft Quebec is the one that it's developing this. But yeah, yeah, it gives a pretty succinct idea of basically all the shenanigans happening with this person exactly. Funny enough, the people were commenting with the cultural appropriation with a how they called from Black Panther. Got the other enemy. I completely forgot that. Like the hairstyle there. People always saying something about that. For me, it's whatever you want to do. And lastly, we got here. So IGN is full throttle on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh my god, my feed on Twitter with IGN kind of things trying to promote this as basically Yasuke as a samurai, who is Yasuke, Assassin's Creed Shadows Black Samurai explained, like they are giving you a lecture or making the commentary about this. Again, and they pull up this supposedly professor of Japanese literature and culture, which is the latest book here, Tales of Idolized Boys, Male Love in Medieval Japanese Buddhist Narratives. Again, you can see where this goes. And basically, yeah, this is our focus. It's not about Japanese literature and culture, or at least the part of the culture is just gay sex and borderline pedophilia here happening, and trying to normalize this kind of behavior, even though, again, even in that time, it was not something that occurred. Like taking a coffee is the same thing as having a boy lover to as a pedophile. I don't know. I don't know what these people trying to do here, trying to promote this kind of thoughts here. But yeah, this is the latest. This was like 1 hour ago, not that much. And yeah. This is not good. The historian who wants to destigmatize masculine transgenerational sex in her work. Yeah, basically it's what I talk about. This is not good. This is full of DI stuff. Even the creative narrative, or the main creative narrative of this game, is a complete shit show of an activist. I don't think maybe she frequented some writing classes. But again, I'm not sure if she ever, I think she identifies as she, her, or whatever, that she did any actual writing by that matter. But yeah, it's a shit show. Again, for me, I don't care. This game for sure is not made for me. I'm already out of this Assassin's Creed for a long time. It's not something that I'm going to invest my money on. But yeah, they are reinforcing this kind of DIESG with Ubisoft. Is the worst case here because they have these activists permeated in all levels of the company there. Yeah, it's not good. Overall, I think they could have done something more interesting in the overall scheme of things. Even if it was an interesting take there, I will not buy it, because Assassin's Creed is so boring in terms of how it plays out. It plays out like every Assassin's Creed with different skins. But yeah, again, if you're like me, this is for sure a game not made for you. I'm going to pass. This is a game costing $70. and can reach to 130 with all the DLC bullshit that they put, plus the fact that they put like the currency packages there, DLC stuff there. This is going to be a shit show. It's going to be loved by all the IGNs and the such, for sure. Is going to receive a 10 out of 10 and probably even a Game of the World contention prize there for in their point of view. But yeah, this is not good. This again, trying to basically my point of view is try to keep you informed. For me, I'm not even pissed off. I've personally, I think they could have done go about things a little bit better. But yeah, what can you do? Again, vote with your wallet in these kind of things. And I'm following to a certain extent Grum's advice, which is 2 years without buying any kind of AAA games to pass the message that people are fed up with this shit. But yeah, for sure, I will probably cover a little bit more here and there with Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I don't see. Again, this is very. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to double down. But if something catch my eyes here regarding any kind of, I don't know, trying to silence people, censor people, something like that, I might be throw around a lot of one or two more videos regarding this. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, at least at this moment, we can only count with the CGI trailer, which is not that much. Even here, oh, there was something regarding a weapon that he uses. It's like I completely forgot to pull up an article that I saw or a tweet that I saw. He has like a club weapon, which you can see sometimes in anime. They use like a huge club, almost similar like an extended Morning Star kind of weapon there. And usually in culture, Japanese culture, those weapons are very much always been very much associated with oni, so demons in their old culture, which is kind of funny that they put this character using a lot that club weapon to smash Japanese people's heads. And yeah, and the fact that if you're going to be an assassin, a black guy in Japan in that period for sure will not go unnoticed. That's for sure. But yeah, with all that said, basically at this moment, this is what I got to say. It's not a game made for me for sure. But yeah, I will wrap up here today for the new stuff. As always, don't forget to check out everything that I present on my channel. And yeah, hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.